Good morning, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1969 season is on the air. This is our first broadcast on Sunday morning. Today's date is April 25th, 1969. We are at Old Comiskey Park for a game in the American League between the Minnesota Twins and the Chicago White Sox. The Twins come into this game a record of 8 wins and 6 losses. Not too bad out the gate. The White Sox struggling a bit at 4 wins and 8 losses. So right now, both these teams are still trying to figure each other out here early in the 69 season, and we'll see what happens today. I usually try to do games on Sunday mornings now instead of Sunday nights. It kind of gets things out of the way for a Sunday. Plus, of course, as we get closer, here to football season, you don't have to worry about any games being, blocked from me, so you guys can watch your football. So that's one of the reasons why I chose Sunday mornings. So Sunday mornings is when we do some baseball here. So I'm glad that everybody could join us today. So we should have a good matchup here between the Twins and the White Sox, and should be exciting as Phoenix Night just comes by real quick at Comiskey Park. So everybody who wants to watch, just stand by. Anyone wants to lurk, that is okay too. Let's get right to it. Let's play some baseball. Starting pitcher for the Chicago White Sox today is Tommy John. And I think he should be put in the Hall of Fame. 9 wins, 11 losses, no saves, a 3.26 ERA, 128 strikeouts, and 80 walks in 69. And if you look at Tommy John and Jim Cott, their statistics are very similar. And John, of course, has a surgery named after him. I think Tommy John should be put in the Hall. If anything, put him in the Hall of the Eternals, kind of like what they did with Jim Abbott. We are at Comiskey Park, kind of neutral park. 141 home runs were hit there. -2 to strikeouts, no adjustments to anything else. As Brian Patterson now joins us here at Comiskey Park. So let's get right to it. Let's play some Sunday morning baseball, a good matchup between the Twins and the White Sox. As I said, the Twins are looking pretty decent so far. White Sox still trying to find themselves. Let's go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Twins will be the center fielder, Cesar Tovar. Good player. 288 average, 11 homers, 52 RBIs. Always felt Tovar was an underrated player. We're going to use blue, white, and blue dice. White Sox are the home team. We're time here for some Sunday morning baseball. Good matchup here in 1969. Twins and the Chi Sox. Let's see what happens today. John, 2-5 against a righty, blank. Tovar, 6-1. It's a ground out to second base. That'll get taken care of by Sandy Alomar. And over to first it goes for the out. Next up is the shortstop, another underrated player in my opinion, Leo Cardenas, 280 average, 10 homers, 70 RBIs. There is nothing wrong with those stats at all. John, 4-5 against a righty walk, and the 8 will be ball 4. He will walk him, so Cardenas will trot to first on a walk given up by John, first walk given up by him. And now they will bring up this guy. He's at first base. He's at first base today. The big man himself, Hall of Famer Harmon Killebrew, and definitely one of the greatest home run hitters of all time. And he blasted a lot of them. 276 average, 49 bombs, 140 RBIs. As he is at first base for today's game. Actually, a little bit of a better position. And he was ripped, as I've seen the pictures. Infield double play. Cardenas will stay where he is. John will go ahead and pitch. John, 2-3, range play. Killebrew, 4-6. That's a ground ball to short. That ball is hit to Luis Aparicio. His range is a 4, but a double play, it's a 3. And he won't get it. It'll be a base hit. Cardenas has got some pretty decent speed, but not fast enough, and he will hold at second base. A single for Killebrew. And already the Twins have runners at first and second. And now they'll bring up the right fielder, Tony Oliva, Hall of Famer. Yeah, 309 average, 24 homers, 101 RBIs. He had a very good year in 69. Strategy, that's a 20. John turns around, fires to second base to get Cardenas, and he will get back. John does have a little bit of a pickoff rating. Now he will pitch to Oliva. John, 3-6. That's a pitcher result. The 18 is too high. Oliva, 3-3, and that is a ground ball to third. Let's see where that ball was hit. And that is hit in the hole. So double play chance will go second to first. 1-1-2. And second baseman Alomar, 0 pivot. So a 1 or a 2, they turn the double play. No. Cardenas will be safe at third. Killebrew was out at second. And they don't even make a relay. Oliva will get to first on the fielder's choice. So now 2 down. Next batter for the Twins will be the left fielder, Bob Allison, a .228 average, 8 homers and 27 RBIs in 69. Strategy, and that is a 1. Oliva actually gets the steal sign, but he's not going to go anywhere. Allison's got good power, and they'll call off the steal. John, 3-3, walk, 8, ball 4. So John in some trouble here already. Again, another walk, second walk given up by TJ. And the Twins get another chance. Here's the catcher, George Mitterwald, a .257 average, 5 homers and 13 RBIs. So bases loaded here in the top of the first already. John in some trouble. Strategy, that is a 1, but nothing happening. Cardenas will stay at third. John will pitch. John, 4-2 against the righty. It's a blank. Mitterwald, 3-4, and against the lefty, it's going to be a fly ball to left field. Getting over there is going to be Carlos May, and he will make the catch, and John gets out of it. No runs, a hit, and a couple of walks, and the Twins will strand 3 base runners, and we will go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the Minnesota Twins in this game is Tom Hall. Don't know much about him. 8 wins, 7 losses, a 3.32 ERA in 69, 92 strikeouts, and 46 walks. Leading off for the Chi Sox will be the left fielder, Carlos May, another underrated player. 281 average, 18 homers, 62 RBIs. Not a bad season for him in 69. Hall, 6-1 at the park. Comiskey, 6-3, ground out to first base. Killebrew will go ahead and get that and take it to the bag himself. And the next batter is the shortstop, Luis Aparicio, Hall of Famer. Yes, and this was one of his better years. 280 average, 5 homers, 51 RBIs in 69. Hall will go ahead and pitch. Hall, 1-1, walk, 7, ball 4 easily. Aparicio will trot down to first, and Hall gives up his first walk. Infield at double play. And the next batter is the third baseman, Bill Melton. 255 average, 23 homers, 87 RBIs in 69. Hall will go ahead and pitch. Aparicio did have 24 stolen bases, and he gets the sign, and he's going. 17 plus 2 is 19. Mitterwald, a 0 arm. Aparicio goes to second. The only way he's out is on a 20. And he does get in there under the tag. Stolen base for Aparicio. And now they will re-roll. The strat takes away the double play. And Aparicio will stay put. And Melton will hit. Hall will go ahead and pitch. Hall, 5-5 against the righty. Blank. Melton, 2-5. And again, and that's just going to be a fly to right. Getting over there will be Tony Oliva for out number 2. Aparicio, base runner 4, hit to right, -1. Oliva, -1. A 1 or a 2, Aparicio will take third. And he does. It was deep enough, and Aparicio will grab third base. But there are 2 outs, and that will bring up the first baseman, Don Pavlich. His name sounds familiar to me, but I don't remember where I heard it from. 245 average, 6 homers, 33 RBIs. He's at first base for this game. So 2 outs, runner on at third. Strategy, nothing on the 16. Hall will pitch. Hall, 1-4, strikeout plus 10. That's a 7. Swing and a miss. Strikeout, and the inning is over. First strikeout for Hall. And nothing across except a walk and a stolen base. No score after 1. Don Pavlich. I know I've heard that name somewhere before, but I don't know where. Just shows you my baseball knowledge from the 60s. But then again, 1969, when this game was played, I wasn't even born yet. I won't be born until a few weeks from now in May. We go to the top of the second. Leading off for the Twins will be the second baseman, Frank Comiskey. Again, a name I've heard before, but not sure from where. 174 average, 2 homers, 12 RBIs. He's at second base for this game. It was his best position that year. John will pitch. John, 3-6. That's a pitcher result. That 6 against the righty will be an automatic out. And it will be a ground out to third, 1 down. Taken care of there by Melton as he throws to first. Next batter will be the third baseman, Ron Clark, a 193 average, no homers and 12 RBIs. Clark will find himself on the Seattle Pilots later in 69. He is a Twin tonight. John with the pitch. John, 3-6. Pitcher result, the 11 is high. Clark, 6-1, and he flies out to center. Handled easily there by Ken Berry. And he puts it away for out number 2. And now the pitcher, Tom Hall. Not a bad hitter. 186 average for a pitcher in 69. John will deal. John, 4-3. Home run chance, but Hall has 0, so it's not happening. Hall, 5-3, and he grounds it to second base. That'll be taken care of by Sandy Alomar. And he will throw it over and retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Twinnies, and we go to the bottom of the second. Leading off for the Pale Hose will be the catcher, Dwayne Josephson, a 241 average, a homer, and 20 RBIs. Hall will go ahead and pitch. Hall, 1-6 against the righty blank. Johnson, 6-4, and Johnson leads off with a double into center field. So a nice leadoff hit for him. And he'll go ahead and hold at second base. Next up is the right fielder, Buddy Bradford, a 256 average, 11 homers, and 27 RBIs in 69. Jimmy Jam joins us here at Comiskey Park. I knew Jam wouldn't miss a Chicago game, whether it's the White Sox or the Cubs. Question, Jimmy, who do you like more? Do you like both equally, the Cubbies or the White Sox? Strategy roll, nothing on the 14. Josephson stays put. Hall, 4-2. Home run chance. Righty, 1-5. The 6 just missed. Bradford, 6-2. And that is a fly out to left field. Bob Allison will go ahead and get that for out number 1. Josephson will stay at second automatically. 1 down. And that will bring up the center fielder, Ken Berry, a 232 average, 4 homers, 18 RBIs in 69. Anything on the strat? Nope. Hall will pitch. Hall, 4-3, strikeout 3, swing and a miss, struck him out. Second strikeout for Tom Hall, 2 down. Like both equally all my life. You root for both, hopefully a Sox-Cubs World Series. Well, then you can't lose either way, can you? 2 down, and that will bring up the second baseman, Sandy Alomar, a 248 average, a homer, and 34 RBIs. Alomar will find himself on the California Angels later in 69. He is a White Sox tonight. Josephson on second. And that's a 20. Hall turns around, fires to second base, but Josephson will get back. Now Hall will go ahead and pitch to Alomar. Scooney 007 joins us here at Comiskey Park. Hall, 4-1 against the switch right blank. Alomar, 2-1, and he just grounds it right back to Hall. Hall will go ahead and get that and toss it over and retire the side. No runs and a hit. No score after 2. Our first Sunday morning baseball game of the 69 season. I always try to start Sunday games at about this time, between 11 and 11:30. Top of the third, leading off for the Twinnies will be Cesar Tovar. He's 0 for 1. John will go ahead and pitch. John, 3-3, walk, 12. That will be too high. Tovar, 6-2, and that's a fly out to left. Carlos May Gets near the line, but he's got plenty of room. Next batter is Cardenas. Cardenas walked his first time up. Matthew Stringer joins us here at Comiskey Park. John will pitch. John, 1-2, strikeout, 14 will miss. Cardenas, 6-1, and it's a line out right to the shortstop. It's grabbed by Aparicio for 2 down. And now the batter is big-time Killebrew. He got a base hit his first time up. John, who I think should be in the Hall of Fame. John will pitch. 4-4, that's a range play. Killebrew, 2-4, it's a line drive to short. That's hit to Aparicio. His range is a 4. He leaps. He's got it. Side retired. Nice play by Aparicio to take a possible hit away from Killebrew. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for the Twins. We go to the bottom of the third. Brunch with inside pitch. He digs it. I'm glad you do. Bottom of the third inning, leading off for the Chi Sox will be the pitcher, Tommy John. Had a 114 average and an RBI in 69. 2 lefties on the mound today. Hall, 6-3 against a righty blank. John, 6-6, and he grounds it to second base. Handled easily there by Comiskey, and over to first it goes. Next batter is May. May is 0 for 1. Hall, 6-2, walk. And that one is an easy ball 4, and May will find himself at first. And that is the second walk given up by Hall. And he'll stay there at first base. Not really a threat to steal. Aparicio is next. He walked and stole a base his first time up. Infield double play. Strategy, nothing happening. May will stay where he is. Hall will go ahead and pitch. Hall, 1-4, strikeout plus 10, that's a 2, and that is a swing and a miss, struck him out. Third strikeout for Hall, 2 down, as he had full control over that at bat. Here comes Melton. Melton is 0 for 1. Anything on May? He will stay where he is. Melton will go ahead and pitch. I'm sorry, Hall will pitch. Hall, 1-5, strikeout 5, swing and a miss, strikeout, and the inning is done. Nice inning by Hall. That's strikeout number 4. And nothing across except a walk. No score after 3. In this early season matchup between the Twins and the White Sox in 69. Ben Witz joins us here at Comiskey Park. Top of the fourth, no score. John back on the mound. Leading off for the Twins will be Tony Oliva, and he is 0 for 1. John will go ahead and deal. 5-5, error on a throw. Oliva, 3-1. That's a ground ball to second base. That ball is picked up by Alomar. His error rating is a 9. That's a 20. He won't make an error. He's got it easily, and he will throw it over to first for the out. That will bring up Allison. Allison walked his first time up. John, 4-4, range play. Allison, 1-6, fly ball to center field. Going after that is Ken Berry. He wasn't too bad. His range is a 3, but he won't get that one. And that's going to be over his head. It's going to wind up going to the wall, and Allison will have himself a 2-bagger. So Berry wasn't able to get that one. That's a double for Allison. It will now bring up Mitterwald. Mitterwald 0 for 1. Infield is still back. Anything on the strat? Allison will stay where he is. Mitterwald gets the bunt sign, but he's not going to do that. He's going to swing. John, 2-5 against a righty, blank. Mitterwald, 3-6, and it's a base hit. He hits that one past third. Allison, a base running rating of 3 will not be fast enough. He will have to hold the third base. But now runners at the corners here with 1 out. The next batter is Comiskey. Comiskey is 0 for 1. White Sox are going to go corners in, which is something I really was thinking of doing. So when I do corners in, if the ball is hit to second or short, a regular double play can occur. But if it's corners in, the infield is considered in, hit the third or first. So we're going to go corners in because Comiskey does have a chance of double plays. So runners at first and third, 1 out here on the top of the fourth. Strategy roll. And that's a 17, nothing happening. John will go ahead and pitch. John, 5-5, error on a throw. Comiskey, 2-2, and that's popped up to the pitcher. And John's going to go ahead, he's going to make that catch, and that's going to be out number 2. Comiskey pops it up right to John, and of course there won't be a throwing error. That's going to be out number 2, since the runners will stay where they're at. Infield now goes back. The batter now is Clark, and Clark is 0 for 1. Strategy roll, nothing happening there. John trying to get out of this jam here on the top of the fourth inning. Pitch coming. John, 6-6 against the righty. That's a walk plus 10, and that 3 will be easy ball 4, and the bases are now loaded. Bases are loaded, second walk for John. But if there is any bit of good news, the next batter is Hall. Hall is 0 for 1. Craig Scarborough joins us here at Comiskey Park. Strategy roll still. Nothing on the 17. John will pitch to Hall. Fans here at Comiskey hoping for a good pitch by TJ. TJ with the pitch. 4-1. Wild pitch? No. Ball 1 and just barely missed the pass ball. John will try again. 4-2 against the lefty, strikeout plus 10. That's a 5. That's a swing and a miss and a strikeout, and the inning is over. He gets out of it. First strikeout for TJ. No runs, 2 hits and a walk. Minnesota again strands the bases loaded, and still no score going in the bottom of the fourth. Bursting 2007 Stratomatic card set while taking in the game my bulletproof set in Comiskey. Ouch. Leading on for the Chi Sox will be Don Pavlich, and he's 0 for 1. Hall will go ahead and pitch. Hall, 1-5, strikeout 20. That is going to miss. Pavlich, 3-1, ground out to short. Taken care of there by Cardenas. And over to first it goes. Next batter is Josephson. He got a double his first time up. Don't laugh. Either earlier this year there was a shooting in the stands. Yeah, I did know that. Unfortunately, yeah, I understand what's happening in that city. 4-4, strikeout 8, and that's going to miss. Josephson will swing. 2-4, and he grounds out to short as well. Again, handled easily by Cardenas. And over to first, 2 down. The Twins frustrating me in a board game just like they do in real life. Here's Bradford. Bradford is 0 for 1. Hall will go ahead and deal. Hall, 1-4, strikeout plus 10. That's a 3. That's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. 5th strikeout for Hall. And right now, he's only given up 1 hit here. And we got a pitcher's duel between these two. No score after 4. Combined ERA of these two pitchers is a 6.5. David Vega joins us here at Comiskey Park. Top of the 5th. John back on the mound. And top of the order for the Twinnies. Here's Cesar Tovar. He's 0 for 2. 11 runs historically scored in this game. We got none so far. John, 6-6 against a righty. Walk plus 10. That is a 10, and he's going to walk him. So John walks the batter. That's the 4th walk he's given up. Tovar to first. And now here's Cardenas. Cardenas is 0 for 1 with a walk. Infield double play. Tovar. And that is a 6. He gets the steal sign. They're going to send him. 16 plus 1 is 17. Josephson a 0 arm. A 1 to 17. Tovar is safe. And he is. Tovar will steal second base. Got very good speed. He had 45 of them in 69. So, yes, Tovar should be stealing second, and he does. Strategy roll, and that's a 20. Now, John turns around, fires to second, but he won't get Tovar. Tovar will get back. Now, John will go ahead and will continue to pitch. Infield, of course, is bunched back. John, 3-5 against the righty. It's a blank. Cardenas, 6-3, and it's pumped out to first. Pavlich is going to say he has it, and he does, and it's out number one. Tovar has to stay where he is. Next batter is Killebrew. Killebrew 1 for 2. Anything on the strat? Nope. Killebrew will swing away. John's got to be careful, or Killebrew is going to hit that one pretty much in one of the lakes. John will go ahead and he will pitch. John, 3-1, strikeout 11, that will miss. Killebrew, 2-1, and he just grounds it to second base. That'll be handled by Alomar. Throw goes to first for the out. Tovar does move to third. 2 away. And the batter now is Oliva. Oliva's 0 for 2. 2 men down, and nothing again on strat. Tovar stays at third. TJ trying to get out of another jam here. No score, top of the 5th. John, 2-1. Range play at the park. Comiskey, 1-5. It's a base hit to right field, but it's a range play for Buddy Bradford. His range is a 3. He's after it, and he will not make the catch. That will be a single to right field. Oliva will get the first. Tovar will score, and the Twins are on the board. RBI single by Oliva as he does bring in the run. As Bradford couldn't get there, it's 1-0 Twins. As they finally break through, here's Allison. Allison 1 for 1, a double and a walk. Oliva had 10 stolen bases in 69. He won't get any here. John, 3-2, blank. Allison, 6-5, and that's a single. He hits that one pass short. Oliva's got very good speed, and he will make third with 2 outs. His base running rating becomes his BR becomes a 5, and he will make third. So a single now for Allison. He's 2 for 2. Runners at the corners. Here's Mitterwald. Mitterwald 1 for 2. Still 2 outs, top of the 5th, but now 1-0 Twins. John in some trouble. Nothing on the strat. Allison stays where he is. TJ will pitch. John, 6-4, walk, 19, that will miss. Mitterwald, 1-4, and he grounds it to short. That'll get handled there by Aparicio. The throw goes to first to get Mitterwald, and the inning is over. 1 run, 2 hits, a walk, and a stolen base. But the Twins are on the board as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Leading off for the Pale Hose will be Ken Berry, and he's 0 for 1. Hall can pitch to 26 batters. John can pitch to 29 before fatigue. Hall will go ahead and pitch. Hall, 4-5 against the righty, blank. Berry, 3-1. That's a power hit to right field. That's a 6 against the lefty. That's going to be a leadoff double for Ken Berry. So the White Sox now come in with a leadoff 2-bagger. As Berry hits that one. And the next batter is Alomar. Alomar is 0 for 1. Infield is still back. Strategy. Nothing on the 17. Alomar is going to swing. Berry on at second. Hall will pitch to Alomar. Hall, 3-5 against the switch right. That's a blank. Alomar, 1-4, and that's grounded to second base, taken care of there by Quillisi. He'll throw it over to first, and Berry moves to third. Next batter is John. John can pitch to 5 more batters. He is going to hit away. This is the 1960s, not 2020s. The infield is going to play in here. So Hall will pitch. Strategy roll first. Nothing on the 3. Hall will pitch to Tommy John. Hall, 6-2, walk 7. He walked him. Tom Hall walked John. Wow. He goes, Tommy John draws the walk. And now runners at the corners. That is the third walk given up by Hall. You're not supposed to walk the pitcher. Now the batter is May. May does hit into double plays. They're going to call corners in. Maybe they can turn 2 if it's hit to second or short. Berry on at third, John on at first. Strategy roll, and nothing on the 17. Hall will go ahead and pitch. Hall, 4-5. Against the lefty, it's an automatic out. And that's going to be a fly ball to center field. That's going to be caught by Tovar for out number 2. May, a sacrifice fly of 2. And he will bring in Berry. The game is tied. Deep to center, and way deep enough. That will bring in the run. We got a tie game at 1. Stadium cheers. Yay! So a sacrifice fly. John stays at first. But now there are 2 outs. And the next batter is Aparicio, and he's 0 for 1 with a walk. John on at first. Now tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 5th between the Twins and the Sox. Strategy roll, nothing on the 5. John stays where he is. Hall, 1-4, strikeout plus 10. That 17 is going to be too high. Aparicio, 1-1, but he grounds it to third base. That'll be handled there by Clark. And the throw goes to second to get John. And the inning is done. 1 run, 1 hit, a walk, and a sacrifice fly. We're tied at 1 after 5. Rapidly moving ball game so far in a pitcher's duel. We go to the top of the 6th. John comes back on the mound. He can still pitch to 5 more batters before he tires. Frank Quilisi leads off for Minnesota. He's 0 for 2. John, they'll go ahead and pitch. John, 6-6 against a righty. Walk plus 10. That 14 will walk him, and he walks Quilisi. Another walk given up by John. That is the 5th walk he's issued. He had 80 of them in 69. And the next batter is Clark. Clark is 0 for 1 with a walk. Infield double play. Quilisi had 2 stolen bases, and he's not getting any here. John will go ahead and pitch. John, 2-3, range play. Clark, 5-5, line drive to second. Alamar's range is a 3. He leaps, and he's got it. 1 out. Quilisi, does he get doubled off? A 1 or a 2? He does. No, Quilisi gets back. Line out to second, but a great leaping grab by Alomar on a range play. And there's 1 out, but Quilisi got back to first. And now here's Hall. Hall will bat. He's 0 for 2, though, but he will bat. He still has some batters left in the tank. Quilisi on it first. 1 out, top of the 6th. Anything for the strat? Nope. John, 2-3. Again a range play. Hall, 6-2. That's a base hit past first, but it's a range play for Pavlich. And unfortunately, his range is a 1. And since the infield is a double play depth, it becomes a 0. That's going to be a single. Quilisi's got decent speed. He will make third. So Quilisi gets a sink. So Hall gets a base hit as he hits that 1 past Pavlich. And runners at the corners. DH? I don't need no stinking DH. Runners at the corners now for Tovar. Tovar walked his last time up. And he is 0 for 2 with a walk. And they are going to call the infield in because Tovar doesn't hit into many double plays. So they want to make sure they get the out at third, at the out there. So tied at 1, top of the 6th here, Twins and the Sox. Strategy roll. That is a 2, nothing happening. John will pitch to Tovar. John, 6-5, blank. Tovar, 5-3, and it's a fly ball to left field. Carlos May will make the catch for out number 2. Tovar, a sacrifice fly of 1, does not bring in Comiskey that way. Comiskey, base runner 3. Left fielder May, a -1 arm, a 1-2. Comiskey still scores, and he won't. Not deep enough, could not bring in the run, 2 down. A big-time throw by Carlos May, and they hold Comiskey at third. And now 2 away, and here's Cardenas. Cardenas is 0 for 2 with a walk. Runners at the corners. Tommy John trying to get out of this jam here. Comiskey at third, Hall at first. Strategy, nothing on the 17. Fans here at Comiskey Park hoping for a good pitch. TJ, 2-4. Hit by pitch. 6. No, that will miss. Cardenas, 5-5. And it's a ground ball to short. That'll go ahead and get handled by Aparicio. The throw goes to second to get Hall, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, and a walk. Again, Minnesota strands some base runners. Then we go to the bottom of the 6th. Still tied at 1. Leading off for the Chi Sox will be Bill Melton, and he is 0 for 2. Tommy John is now tired. We'll see where he wants. We'll see what they want to do with him in the 7th. Hall will pitch. Hall, 3-2, hit by pitch. 6. Nope, that will miss. Melton, 6-6, and it's a base hit to left field. Melton leads off with a single. That's his first hit of the game. Next batter is Pavlich. Pavlich is 0 for 2. Infield double play. Anything happening? The answer is Pavlich. No, nothing happening. Hit and run is not called. Hall will go ahead and pitch. Hall, 4-5 against the righty. It's a blank. Pavlich, 4-1, and that's a ground out to second base. 3-3-4. Shortstop pivot, Cardenas 0. A 1-4. They get the double play. They got it, 2 outs. 4-6-3 double play. Well turned. As they get the 2 away, as Hall gets his pitcher's best friend, it will now bring up Josephson, and he's 1 for 2 with a double. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 6th. Still tied at 1 here at this pitcher's duel. Hall, 3-2, hit by pitch, 9, not happening. Josephson, 1-2, and it's a base hit to center field. Josephson will get a single. How big is that double play? Josephson to first. It will bring up Bradford. Bradford is 0 for 2. Josephson didn't have any stolen bases, and Hall's not going to do anything. Josephson will stay where he is. Hall looking in on Bradford. Now the fans here in Chi-Town hoping for a good hit. Hall, 3-5 against the righty. It's a blank. Bradford, 1-3. He just grounds it to second base. That'll get taken care of by Comiskey, and he is going to actually tag second and force out Josephson, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits for the White Sox. Still tied at 1 here in a game that right now doesn't look like anybody wants to win. We go to the top of the 7th. John is tired, but they're going to let him pitch. And it's because he is due to bat third in the next inning. But if he gets in trouble, he'll come out. Harmon Killebrew leads off from Minnesota. He's 1 for 3. Tied at 1 now, top of the 7th. Good matchup here in the American League West. John, 5-6. Strikeout, 11. That will miss. Killebrew, 4-5. It flies it deep to left, but not deep enough. Left fielder Carlos May will make the catch. 1 down. Here's Oliva, and he's 1 for 3 with a single. John, 1-1, strikeout. 17 will miss. Oliva, 4-2, and it's a line out right to the shortstop. Cardenas goes up. Aparicio makes the play, 2 down. Aparicio was right there. Now the batter is Allison. Allison 2 for 2 tonight, a single, a double, and a walk. Has a 1,000 on base percentage tonight. John trying to finish out. This will probably be his last inning. John 2-5 against the righty blank. Allison 2-5, and he popped it up to third base. And going into foul territory is Melton, and he'll make the catch and retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Twins. And we are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we still have 10-minute ticker coming up after tonight's game. Tomorrow's game will be April 28th. It will be the final game in the month of April. And we will be at Atlanta Stadium as the Houston Astros take on the Atlanta Braves. Larry Dierker will be going for the Astros, and George Stone will be going for the Braves. So we get our first look at those two teams. Of course, the Astros are in were in the 72 World Series that we did, representing the National League in my replay. We get our first look at the Stros and the Braves. Astros off to a fast start. Atlanta is not. So that'll be tomorrow night, Houston and Atlanta, Dierker and Stone at Atlanta Stadium. Bottom of the 7th here, tied at 1 between the Twins and the White Sox. Tom Hall, he will pitch. He can pitch to 2 more batters before he tires. And leading off for the White Sox will be Ken Berry. Berry got a double his last time up. He's 1 for 2. No, we don't go ahead and give the commissioner in the cheap suit any pennants. You only get rings for the World Series. That's all you get. Hall will pitch. Hall, 1-4, strikeout plus 10. That 15, that's going to get him. Struck him out. And that is a called strike 3, actually. Struck him out. And that will be the 6th strikeout for Hall. He's actually doing pretty good today. Next up is Alomar. Alomar is 0 for 2. Yep, what a tyrant. Hall with the pitch. 5-1, strikeout plus 10. That 3 will get Alomar. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Strikeout number 7 for Hall. 2 away. And now we'll see a pinch hitter for Tommy John. He is done. Hall is now tired, but they're going to let him pitch to John here, as we'll see a pinch hitter for the White Sox, and it is going to be Walt Williams. A 304 average, 3 homers, 32 RBIs. Williams usually a starter for the White Sox in 69. It looks like he got the day off, but Walt Williams will go up against Hall. All or nothing. What a tyrant. Hey, do you see anybody? Let me ask you a question there, Ben. Do you see any of the Edmonton Oilers partying with the Clarence Campbell Cup from winning the Western Conference in the news, or do you see the Florida Panthers partying with the Stanley Cup? I ask my case. Hall will pitch. 1-2. Home run result, but against the lefty, Williams has zeros. It won't matter. Williams, 2-6. And he flies out to left field, a deep fly ball. Left fielder going back for it is Allison. He's at the track near the wall, but he will make the catch and retire the side. 1, 2, 3. Go the White Sox, still tied at 1 after 7. They don't give ticker tape parades for winning the President's Trophy. That is correct. They do not. But we do give ticker tape parade. We do give parades for winning the Cup. We go to the 8th inning here. Still tied at 1. And the White Sox need a pitcher. Leading off for the Twins is going to be George Mitterwald. Let's see who the White Sox want to bring in to pitch. And they are going to go, let's see, they got right. So coming in to pitch for the White Sox is going to be Bob Locker. 5 wins, 6 losses, 10 saves, a 3.10 ERA. Locker will also be on the Seattle Pilots later in 69. He is a White Sox today. George Mitterwald will lead off. He is 1 for 2. Locker, 5-2, walk, 17. That will be high. Mitterwald, 5-5, and he grounds it to second base. Taken care of there by Sandy Alomar. And the throw goes over to first. 1 down, here's Comiskey. Comiskey is 0 for 2 with a walk. Locker, they'll go ahead and pitch. Locker, 6-3, strikeout, 20 is high. Comiskey, 1-6, and against a right-handed pitcher, it's a base hit. He hits that one past second, and Comiskey has his first hit of the game. It will now bring up Clark. They'll both be teammates later in the year. Clark is 0 for 2 with a walk. Infield is at double play, and nothing happening there. Comiskey stays at first. Locker will go ahead and pitch. Baseball with the Demos joins us here at Comiskey Park. Check out that guy's amazing channel because he is absolutely amazing. Locker with the pitch. Locker, 2-5, walk, 16. That will miss. Clark, 6-6, and he flies out to right. Getting over there is going to be Bradford, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Tom Hall will be pinch hit for. He is done for the game. Both pitchers are going to will probably wind up getting a no decision. Unless something happens here in the top of the 8th. And coming on to bat for Minnesota will be Ted Uhlaender. 273 average, 8 homers, 62 RBIs. Looks like most of these lineups are more of a hodgepodge lineup for the game. But Ted Uhlaender will go ahead and bat. Runner on at first, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Comiskey stays, strategy roll, and he will stay right where he is. Locker will go ahead and pitch. Locker, 4-5, possible error. Uhlaender, 2-4, fly ball left field. Going after that is Carlos May. His error rating is a 5. That's a 13. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. No runs and a hit for the Twins. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. As Jeff Merklin joined us here at Comiskey Park. Bottom of the 8th inning. And the top of the order for the White Sox. Here's Carlos May. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Twins need a pitcher. And they are going to go ahead with Bob Miller. 5 wins, 5 losses, 3 saves, a 3.03 ERA. Bob Miller will come on to pitch. He can actually pitch to 11 batters, although we probably will see what happens here. Carlos May leads off, bottom of the 8th, tied at 1. Miller with the pitch. Miller, 4-5, walk, 11, ball 4. And once again, you bring out a pitcher, and the first thing he does is walk the leadoff batter. Barely walked him, but the go-ahead run is on. And now the batter is Aparicio. Aparicio 0 for 2 with a walk, infield double play. Made good speed, but not a stealing threat. And Aparicio, he does get the bunt sign, and I think a bunt here might make sense, even though Aparicio was a good hitter. But I think a bunt here makes sense in a close game. He does get the bunt. That's a 16. and they're going to call the bunt. They're going to call the bunt, and the question is, did the Twins think he was going to bunt? And so in this situation, I'm going to think, I don't know if they would expect the bunt with a 280 average, but a bunt rating of 5, knowing how good a bunter he is. I'm going to roll a die. Odd number, they're in corners in. Even number, it's double play. Odd number, the corners will be in. So the runners will be second and third. So second and short will be at double play depth, but runners at first and third will be in, expecting the bunt. So the bunt is on. Miller will pitch. Miller, 1-6. That's a double question mark. That's a double question mark, but that is ignored. So we go straight to the bunt. Aparicio lays it down, and that's bunted right to the pitcher. Of course, he's in. Aparicio's bunt rating will be a 4, and that is a 7, and that's going to be a successful sacrifice. That was done very well. May will get to second. The only play he had was Aparicio to first, and that is 1 out. So now the go-ahead run at second base as the bunt came out good. The batter now is Melton on a very good sacrifice hit right back to the pitcher. And now Melton 1 for 3. And I think they'll let him pitch here, so I think they'll hit to him. So Miller will pitch to Melton. May on at second. Strategy, that is a 2. May stays where he is. Miller will now pitch to Melton. Miller, 4-5. Walk, 17, that's high. Melton, 4-5, and it's a ground ball to third. That'll get handled by Clark. The throw goes to first, and May stays at second. 2 down. 2 outs. Batter now is Pavlich. Pavlich is 0 for 3. They'll go ahead and bat. Miller will go against Pavlich. May still on at second base. And nothing on the strat. Miller will go ahead and lay it down. And Miller with the pitch. Miller, 6-3. Range play. Pavlich, 2-4. Fly ball left field. Going after that is Bob Allison. He's tracking it down. His range is a 3, and he can't get it. And that's going to be a big-time double for Don Pavlich, and the White Sox take the lead. Stadium cheers. Yay! Allison couldn't make the play. May will come in and score. It's 2-1 White Sox. Big-time double by Pavlich. As Bob Allison couldn't get there easily. That was way over at Blom. Now a big-time double. And now an insurance run at second base for Josephson. And Hall's going to wind up with a no decision. Unfortunately. And Miller, of course, looks like he may get the loss, but we still have the ninth inning. Pavlich on at second. Strategy rolls are still on. Nothing on the 15. Miller will now pitch to Josephson. Miller, 2-5 against the righty. Strikeout. 11 is high. Josephson, 4-4. Power hit to left field. That's a 4 against the righty. It's a base hit. Will it score Pavlich? With 2 outs, his base runner is a 3. And that is hit to left field. So left field, that's a 3 plus 2 is a 5. A 1-5. Pavlich will score, and he will. Pavlich comes around. He will score. Josephson on at first. 3-1 White Sox. Stadium cheers. Yay! Josephson having a good night. 3 for 4 today, and now a big-time RBI. It'll bring up Bradford. And Bradford is 0 for 3. Now a 3-1 White Sox lead. And Miller, they're going to let him pitch here to Bradford. Still 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. What a time for the White Sox to go ahead and get the lead here. Strategy rolls are still on. Nothing on the 11. Miller will pitch. Miller, 3-1 against the righty. Strikeout 9. Swing and a miss. Struck him out, and the inning is over. but the damage is done. 2 runs, 2 hits, a walk, and a sacrifice bunt. 3-1 White Sox after 8. And how big are all those men left on base for the Twins in this game? But will we see some ninth inning magic? Top of the ninth coming up. Ken Barrett, and leading off for the Twins is the top of the order in Cesar Tovar. New pitcher coming in for the White Sox. They're going to go to the closer. And that year will be Wilbur Wood. 10 wins, 11 losses, 15 saves, a 2.99 ERA. Wilbur Wood coming in to try to get the save. So Cesar Tovar will lead off. He is 0 for 3 with a walk. 3-1 White Sox here, now top of the ninth. Fans here at Comiskey Park are loud. Wood will pitch. Wood, 1-2, double question mark, righty, 1-2 is a single, 17 is high. Tovar, 6-2, and it's a fly ball to left field. Carlos May says he's got it. He'll make the catch. Out number 1. Next batter is Cardenas. Cardenas is 0 for 3 with a walk today. Wood will go ahead and pitch. Wood, 5-6 against the righty. It's a blank. Cardenas, 2-5, and it's grounded to second base. Alomar's got it. Tosses it to first, 2 down. And the last chance for the Twins is Mr. Harmon Killebrew. But a home run doesn't tie the game. He is 1 for 4, though. But, of course, Wilbur Wood's got to be careful with Killebrew. 3-1 White Sox trying to hold on to win this game. Wood looking in on Killebrew, and now here comes the deal. Wood, 4-4 against the righty. It's a blank. Killebrew, 3-1. It's a base hit. The game will continue. Killebrew hits one to left. That's his second hit of the game. And now the batter is Tony Oliva, and he can hit one out. Tony Oliva now comes up against Wood. Killebrew on it first. There are 2 outs, though. They go talk to Wood on the mound, knowing how to deal with Oliva, very dangerous hitter in 69. Strategy rolls are off. It's pitcher versus batter. Wood on pitching there. Oliva sets up. Killebrew holding in. Here comes the pitch from Wood. Wood, 4-6 against the lefty. It's going to be an automatic out. And it will be a ground ball to short. Getting over there is Aparicio. He's got it. Pumps once, pumps twice. Throws to second against Killebrew. That's your game. White Sox will get this win today, 3-1 at Comiskey. Stadium cheers. Yay! No runs and a hit for the Twins as the White Sox get a much-needed win here early in this season. And they'll go ahead and get a big victory. A 3-1 win over the Twins. The White Sox will now go to 5-8. Minnesota drops to 8-7 early in the season. Big win here for the White Sox. They definitely need it. And they will take this win to the bank today, early in this 69 campaign. Final line score coming up. For the White Sox, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. For the Twins, 1 run, 8 hits, no errors. The winning pitcher is Bob Locker. He's going to go ahead and get the win. Bob Miller is going to go ahead and take the loss. Wilbur Wood does pick up the save. So a big victory for the White Sox today, as they definitely needed it here early in the season, under 500. We are not done. 10-minute ticker is next. Nice little ball game that was. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Doug Hunt and Brian B. join us here late in the day, and yep, you get no notification. I don't know why you're not getting notifications. I don't know. You should be getting notifications. I mean, I made sure everybody gets notifications when I do this, so, you know. But you guys know when I'm usually doing this thing anyway, so always check your, see what's happening. Of course, some of you guys may be doing something else, and that's fine. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. So the White Sox will get a win, and we got a pretty long ticker here, so let's get to it. April 25th, Yankees at Baltimore. Yankees 3-33-2. Orioles 7-13, that is 1. That's a win for the Yankees. Senators and Cleveland. You know what? I don't have to answer that question. Baseball Demos, because he's not in the 69 season, so on you. Washington 12-32, and that is 4. Cleveland 6-44, that's also 4. They go to extras. I don't have to worry about him. Let's see here. Washington rolls a 2 plus 0. Cleveland rolls a 1 plus 1 is 2. That's a tie. So that means that Cleveland wins by virtue of home field. Boston at Detroit. Boston 10-66. That's 10. Tigers 14-64. And that's 9. They'll just miss it. Win for the Bo Sox. California at Kansas City. Angels 5-16. That is 1. Royals 6-63 at 6. Royals actually playing pretty well. Oakland at Seattle. Athletics 17-44, 6 runs. Pilots 9-65, 8 runs. It's a win for the Pilots. Braves and the Dodgers. Braves 4-55 and 4 runs. Dodgers 3-54, and that is also 4 runs. They will have extras. Let's see. Braves, both teams roll a 3. Atlanta +2. Dodgers -1. That will be a win for Atlanta. Cubs and the Mets. Good pitching matchup. Fergie Jenkins against Tom Seaver. Big early game there. Let's see what happens. Cubs 3-32, and that is 2. Mets 6-55, and that is 5. My Mets will get a happy recap. Cardinals and the Phillies, good pitching matchup there. Bob Gibson and Grant Jackson. Cardinals 7-16, that's 1. Phillies 0-65, that's 5. A win for the Fighting Phils. Expos and the Pirates. Expos 10-22, 2 runs. Pirates 14-32 and 4 runs. That's a win for the Bucks. Reds and the Padres. Reds 17-21, and that's 3. Padres 164, that's 5. Wow. 17 versus 1 in the 17 versus 1 in the fast score, and the Padres still pull it out. Sometimes the dice can be brutal when using fast score. Houston at San Francisco, but that's how it goes. Astros 14-63, and that is 8. Giants 9-15, and that is 1. Another win for the Astros. On to April 26th. Yankees at Baltimore. Yankees -334. That's 1. Orioles 12-14. That's going to be enough. That's 2. It's a win for the O's. Minnesota and the White Sox. Twins 14-54, and that's 7. White Sox 7-12, that's 0, a win for the Twins. Washington at Cleveland. Senators 7-12, 0. Indians 7-21, that's 2, another win for the Tribe. Boston at Detroit. Red Sox 15-64, and that's 9. Tigers 11-62, that's 7, a win for the Bo Sox. Oakland at Seattle. Oakland 15-22 and 3 runs. Pilots 9-41, and that's 4 runs. The Pilots beat the A's again. Braves and the Dodgers. Braves 12-45 and 5 runs. Dodgers 761, 6 runs, a win for the Dodgers. Cubs and the Mets. Cubs 944, and that is 4. Mets 456, that's 5. Mets get another happy recap. Cardinals and the Phillies. Cardinals 1063, 7 runs. Phillies 865, that's 8 runs. Phillies will beat the Cardinals. Expos and the Pirates. Expos 526 and 2 runs. Pirates 1526, and that's 4 runs. That's a win for the Bucks. Reds and the Padres. Reds 1435, and that's 4. Padres 642, and that's 3. That game belongs to the Reds. Astros and the Giants. Astros 315, that's 1. Giants 2356, that's 9. And the Giants will beat the Stros. On to April 27th. Yankees at Baltimore in a doubleheader. Yankees minus 131, 1 run. Orioles 1222, 3 runs. Orioles take the first one. Yankees 346, 3 runs. Orioles 1341, 5 runs. The Orioles take both from the Yankees. Minnesota and the White Sox. Minnesota 1764, and that's 9. White Sox 613, 0. And the Twins actually take 2 out of 3, even with the win today on the board. Washington at Cleveland. Senators 1144, 5 runs. Cleveland 1541, and that's also 5 runs. Cleveland a chance to maybe sweep. Extra innings. Washington rolls a 1 plus 0. Cleveland rolls a 5 plus 1 is 6. And the Indians win all 3 games today. Boston at Detroit. Boston 756, 5 runs. Tigers 1523, and that is 3 runs. That's a win for Boston. California at Kansas City. California 342, 3 runs. Royals 843, 4 runs, a win for the R's. Oakland at Seattle. Oakland 1645 and 6 runs. Pilots 1062, 7 runs. Wow, the Pilots swept the A's. Atlanta and the Dodgers. We have Atlanta facing Houston tomorrow night. Atlanta 844, 4 runs. Dodgers 1024, 3 runs. It's a win for the Braves. Cubs and the Mets in a doubleheader. Cubs 815, that's 1. Mets 851, and that is 5. Mets get a first happy recap. Can the Mets win all 4 games today? Cubs 941, and that is 4. Mets 1222, and that's 3. Nope, they'll split the twin bill, but still a good day for the Mets. Cardinals and the Phillies. Cardinals 1062 and 7. Phillies 726, that is 2. A win for the Redbirds. Expos and the Pirates. Expos 744, 4 runs. Pirates 2063, that is 10 runs, a win for the Bucks. Reds and the Padres in a doubleheader. Reds 1525, 4 runs. Padres 715, that's 1 run. That game belongs to the Reds. Game 2, Reds 1664, 9 runs. Padres 1055, 6 runs, and the doubleheader belongs to the Reds. Astros and the Giants in a doubleheader. Astros 1252 and 6 runs. Giants 1432, and that's 4 runs. Astros take the first. Astros 822, 2 runs. Giants 1155, 6 runs, and they will split the twin bill. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won today, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow will be April 28th. It will be the final game in the month of April. And we will be having the Houston Astros taking on the Atlanta Braves from Atlanta Stadium. Larry Dierker will be going for the Astros, and George Stone will be going for the Braves. Our first look at those two teams for 1969. So I hope you guys don't miss it tomorrow night. Our final game for the month of April, Astros and the Braves, Dierker and Stone, be there or be square. Brian B., Doug Hunt, Brian Patterson, Ben Witt, Baseball with the Demos, Matthew Stringer, Jeff Merklin, Phoenix Knight, David Vega, Craig Scarborough, Scooney 007, and Jimmy Jam. Thank you all for joining me today. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. Subscribe if you're not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. It's a nice win for the White Sox today at Comiskey Park. They get a win over the Twinnies, 3-1. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.